Hello Mason-H-Melillo viewers. I'm your host today, Whichever, and today is another Whichever's Wacky Tutorials video. Now, since it has been quite a while, just a quick recap on what it is. I give overly explained tutorials on how to do very simple life actions. For example, my most recent Whichever's Wacky Tutorials video wasn't exactly recent, but my last one, I reviewed how to put on a Wii Remote jacket on a Wii Remote. Now, today we are staying along the lines of remotes. Oh jeez. And I will be teaching you how to change the remote batteries in your television remote. Here we go. Okay. Step 1. First, you're going to obtain a television remote. For this example, I will be using AA batteries, but this applies to all television remotes. So step 1, you're going to see the back of the remote. You'll see this little tab. Locate the little tab, and we'll move on to step 2. Alright, step 2. Once you've located your tab, you're going to push it down and then pull out. That is going to remove this tab, exposing the batteries. Now we'll move on to step 3. Alright, step 3. Once you've removed your battery tray, you will then see 2 batteries, or 3, or 1, depending on what the remote is. I don't know what kind of television you have, but that's up to you to decide. Anyway, so once you've found the batteries, you are going to want to find the positive side, which is usually the side with the color. In this case, not sponsored by Duracell, but on this side there is a copper positive. The easiest way to do it is to just take your finger now and reach the top of it and pull it out. You want to make sure you're not pulling at the side with the spring, or else that could bend the spring and you could ruin the remote. And do the same thing with the bottom one or next to it, depending on what kind of remote you have. Now you have an exposed remote and it should lose a little bit of weight, and we can move on to step 4. Alright, step 4. We will now get on to the new batteries. So once you have your exposed remote, you are going to take your first battery and make sure that in this case the positive side is facing up. Now the negative side is the flat side, the positive is the one with the little dot on top. Now the negative side is always going to be the side pushing against the spring. So for this remote, you push it on top of the spring. Let me just make it easier. Push it down and then in until it's flush with the rest of the remote, and there's our first one. Take your second battery, do the same thing on top of the spring, push it in, there you go. Now both of our batteries are in, and it has been replaced. Now we can move on to step 5. Step 5. Now that we have our new batteries in, our batteries with actual energy and power, we are now going to be working on putting the tray back. Now, as you can see on the remote, there is going to be one side for the 2 little nips for it to catch, and then the side for the tab to click in to keep it from moving. Now, in the case of this remote, the tabs are going to go on top. Sorry, the nips are going to go on top. I don't even know if that's what they're called, like the little dots or whatever that keep it locked in, or notches. There we go. And then the tab, the actual clicking part, that's going to go on the bottom. So similar to what you do, the similar motion to the batteries, you are going to put the 2 notches on top, push it up to hear the little click, push it down, snap it into place. Alright, so we're just about done. We have successfully replaced the batteries of this television remote. You can now go on to do whatever you'd like to do with this remote, whether it's change the channel, turn the TV on, turn the TV off, change the volume, change the source, HDMI, AV, whatever your heart desires. I really hope you benefited from this video and you now know more about what to do when you're in a crisis in which you cannot use your television remote. Now you know exactly what to do when you're having just that issue. Thank you all for watching. This is your host today, Whichever, signing off.